What is going on? Come on, man. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Black Bear News. Just covering a little bit of political stuff today. This is going to be very quick. Extremely quick. We'll try to get through it quickly. Hello, guys. I was trying to get Rockfin on again. Rockfin just will not let me do a second video. I don't know why. Apologies to Rockfin, but it seems to be a recurring issue, and maybe it's on my end, but still somewhat frustrating. Anyways, good to see y'all back here. Just wanted to talk about a little bit of something. Benito Sanchez, what's up? Realize. Realize talking about Syria. Yeah. I mean, pretty much every reason that we are in Syria has been constructed, concocted, ginned up. The entire thing is a travesty and a sham. So, yeah, everything about it is just a made up excuse. You know, but we gotta keep the messaging going that, you know, Assad is bad and he's gassed his people. He's a really bad person. But you know, we're really good. We never kill people or, you know, for no reason at all, or kill people for profit. We never, you know, make up reasons to go in and destroy an entire country and their population and their economy. We never do that, you know, for profit or greed or just imperialistic notions. We never do that stuff. It's always the other guys, super bad guys doing bad things. So they're people, and we've got to liberate them. Yeah. So, yeah, what's up, everybody? The Violent Hippie, Jazz Farm, Kevin Shanholzer. Yeah, and it is a crime against humanity, which is why George Bush and Barack Obama are both war criminals. And you can throw Trump on that stack just by his furthering of the operations that we were already doing in those countries. However, give credit where credit is due. He did try to get troops out of Syria, Afghanistan, and is trying right now. Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, Somalia. He's trying to bring troops home. And I don't care what the reason is. It's a good thing to do. Don't try to explain it to me, because whatever your explanation is surely doesn't rely on logic. So I'm not really into listening to it. The logic is troops in other countries for dumb reasons, bad. Troops in harm's way in other countries for dumb reasons, bad. Troops coming home, good. That's it. That's the end of the discussion. And I don't want to hear your Trump derangement bullshit. I'm just not going to listen to it today. Right, creative experiments. Iran was America's number one tourist spot before the 60s. And yeah, actually, Trump, this funny thing, realized Trump said, we want the oil in Syria. They're going to leave some troops here to protect our oil. Which, yeah, you know, not good, shitty, imperialistic bullshit. But on, you know, at the very least, truthful, right? And that's really what they hate him for, is telling the truth about what America is doing. But if you pretty it up and if you put lipstick on a pig, you know, we're over there to save people and all the bad, the Assad regime is horrific, blah, blah, blah. If you pretty it up with the good words, then, you know, then that's, you know, being an adult. That's the grown-up way to do it. And yeah, grown-ups are oftentimes just shitty, very clever children with really shitty intentions. Just look at the entire history of the human race. Just clever children with shitty intentions. That pretty much sums up the entire history of the human race. Basil Peterson, 800 plus bases around the world, the energy footprint of several countries. Yeah. The violent hippie and Trump gave Dems a pro-war platform just by being anti-Trump. I know. That's that little 3-card Monty sleight of hand or sleight of mind, whatever you want to call it. That little twist, psychological twist, was one of the most brilliant things ever. It's actually not that brilliant, but it works. It's effective, right? Because it's almost like Bugs Bunny playing the yes/no game with whatever the fuck is Elmer Fudd, right? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, no, yes, no, yes, right? Or Daffy Duck, right? Bugs Bunny playing the yes/no game with Daffy Duck. The Democrats just played the yes/no game with Trump. War, no war, war, no war, war, no war, no war, 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 right? They just switch it around. Oh, war. Everybody's like, war is good. Democrats are like, yeah, we got to stay over there because, because that would be bad for the troops to stay there. I mean, to leave or what? I don't know what I was saying. I can't remember. I'm a Democrat. I don't even know what I stand for anymore. Violent hippie, mental gymnastics, exactly. Realize that's why the establishment hates him, not because he cares about soldiers. Perhaps that's true. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just, again, going to say, getting out good, staying there bad, and I don't need to complicate it. Occam's razor, don't need to complicate it any more than that. But yeah, literally, the yes/no game was played with Trump. Benito Sanchez says, hello from Houston. I plan to move to Del Rio or Rock Springs soon. Cannot bear to go through another hurricane season. My nerves are shot. Good bourbon. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, Houston has been getting it bad. Many places along the Gulf Coast getting it bad, sure. Realize both sides are horrific. They're dragging us to our graves, indeed. So let's, I just wanted to cover this story real quick and maybe a few more. Oh, look at this. Heard a lot of people saying that, how dare you question Nancy Pelosi and how dare you question what the Democrats have been bargaining in good faith this whole time with people's lives. And again, it's a bipartisan effort to screw the people over, but both are responsible for the shoddy response to COVID. The horrible, and now, we have California, a very blue state, very blue governor, very Democratic governor, shutting everything down and just telling people, just go home, stay at home, shut down your business, just go home. Don't go out except for essential things. And if you don't have any money or you're not getting any money anymore, your unemployment ran out or your unemployment is all the way back down to the, very lowest level it could possibly be, and you don't have money to pay rent or all your bills, just stay home. Yeah, just stay home. That's it. That's all we're going to tell you. Just stay home. Not we're going to help you. We're hoping that we get some help. Where's the federal government? Anyway, Senator Bernie Sanders. Says Democrats, Senator, now he's, he supported Joe Biden. He rolled over in the race, and now he's going to go back to criticizing Democrats again. I guess it just seems really hollow and empty at this point in the game. It's already over. It's all over. All of it's over. It's all done. But at least he's saying something, and I guess that's good. But again, more words, pretty words, nice words. So timely and so true, meaning absolutely, at the point at which they mean absolutely nothing. At the point at which Democrats can all unanimously ignore everything that Bernie Sanders says and just go, oh, that's nice. What? Did I hear an old guy screaming from the back of the room somewhere? Did I? No? Okay. Proceed. Senator Bernie Sanders admitted that fellow Democrats, led by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, were responsible for delaying urgently needed coronavirus relief by walking away from the White House's offer of $1.8 trillion coronavirus package. Wow. We have heard other people question Nancy Pelosi, Wolf Blitzer. What were you doing? Other journalists, mainstream journalists, not just Jimmy Dore, by golly, but lots of other, I had somebody suggest to me in the comments section yesterday or the day before that somehow criticizing Nancy Pelosi was misogynist. Huh? What? If there are two brainworms that have completely destroyed people's ability to think or actually acknowledge reality, those two brainworms are Trump derangement syndrome and identity politics. Have just destroyed people's ability to think about anything coherently. It's misogynist to criticize Nancy Pelosi. You mean criticize her on the job that she's done? You mean criticize her on her ability to lead the country in a better direction? There's nothing less sexist than addressing, than actually criticizing or assessing somebody's work or behavior based on, the work and their behavior. That's the least sexist thing you could possibly do. But criticizing her because she's a woman or, she can't do her job because she's a woman, that's called sexism. That's sexist. But nobody's doing that. Everybody's criticizing on the things that she actually did, which is the least sexist thing you could do, right? Actually addressing and assessing somebody's performance based on their performance. That's not sexist and or racist. Senator Bernie Sanders admitted that fellow Democrats led by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi were responsible for delaying urgently needed coronavirus relief by walking away from the White House's offer of $1.8 trillion coronavirus package. In an interview with CNN's Jake Tapper Monday, the socialist two-time president candidate, he's a socialist now, I guess he's called himself that, noted Pelosi's hypocrisy in endorsing a smaller bipartisan $908 million. That can't even, I don't think that number is even right. I think that's billion. But if it was million, that's just so insanely ridiculous. Last week, after rejecting the twice as large proposal from President Trump. Yeah, so that was... Democrats walked away from that deal because they wanted $2.2 trillion, said Tapper, CNN's Tapper. That's right, Sanders responded, confirming it was Democrats, not Republicans, who were to blame for months of inaction. They walked away from a $1.8 trillion deal. Was that a mistake? Tapper asked. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, Sanders said. Here was a proposal much, much larger. Democrats said, no, that's not good enough. Lawmakers are trying to pass another coronavirus stimulus bill in the remaining weeks. So Nancy Pelosi is saying, oh, well, we got our guy in. We don't have to listen to Trump or legislate with Trump or deal with Trump anymore. We got our guy in, so we're going to go ahead and back something much smaller. Does that make sense to you guys? Because we rejected something because we wanted something bigger, and now we're cool with something much, much smaller because our guy won. And so, politics over. Playing politics is over, or at least for the time being. Lawmakers are trying to pass another coronavirus stimulus bill in the remaining weeks before Christmas break, but have yet to reach an agreement after more than 8 months of gridlock. Democrats have been unwilling to shift from their demand for $2.2 trillion in relief and have rejected two smaller proposals from Senate Republicans that would have included more targeted relief for small businesses. Yes, so, there were other things going on, like Republicans are trying to get a liability shield for corporations in there, and, Democrats are saying this is why they don't want to pass it. Okay, that's fine. Granted, that makes sense. However, we're talking, Nancy Pelosi is the person that wants to use the word legislate all the time. Legislate. And is she legislating? Is she negotiating? Is she, really doing the things to try and make things happen? And the bottom line is people are running out of relief, right? So, yes, you want to worry about these other things, these smaller things, I don't know if they're smaller or bigger. You want to worry about the liability shields. Yes, you want to worry about other, stuff. Basically, you're rejecting these deals, and there's no deal, there's nothing, there's no relief, there's nothing at all. And you could blame it on Republicans, or you could blame it on Democrats, and you could blame it on the whole entire thing being the sham that it is, the bipartisan sham. But, they are both responsible. Months of negotiations between Pelosi and White House point person, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, also failed to yield a breakthrough, causing Trump to accuse Pelosi of not negotiating in good faith. Sanders and Senator Josh Hawley, Republican, have both threatened to block any aid package that does not include another round of popular $1,200 stimulus checks. So the latest round of stimulus does not include any stimulus check. So it's a stimulus bill with no stimulus. Got that? Does that make sense? Is that all lining up for everyone? I'm going to go back up here for just a second. So just to go back, Pelosi has endorsed a bipartisan $908 billion deal. She rejected a bigger deal and now is endorsing a deal half as big with no stimulus. Just to be clear, just being clear. According to Politico, Hawley, who is eyeing a 2024 presidential bid, has been lobbying Trump not to sign off on a relief deal that does not include the direct cash payments of Americans. Well, good on Josh Hawley and Bernie Sanders. If they even stick to their guns on this, we'll see. And does this include unemployment relief? I wonder. They're not saying anything about that either. Here we go. The $908 billion package presented by lawmakers on both sides of the aisle last week would include a $300 per week boost to unemployment, down from the $600 at the peak of the pandemic. So people would get an unemployment boost, but no stimulus check. Again, for people who would have to jump through the hoops of either applying for unemployment and or, being qualified or, approved. That's a dicey situation. It would also add $288 billion in new small business paycheck protection program forgivable loans and provide $45 billion for airlines and struggling mass transit systems. An estimated 12 million people face loss of unemployment benefits by December 26th. So Christmas, Merry Christmas. People are about to lose their unemployment. They have not agreed to this deal, by the way. This deal is not passed. So people are about to lose their unemployment. They're about to get kicked out of their homes at the end of the year. And everyone's still waiting, twiddling their thumbs. What's going on? This could have been passed a month ago or 2 months ago. But Nancy Pelosi said Trump just wants to pass something. He wants to put his name on some checks. Ain't gonna happen. That's what Nancy Pelosi said. Ain't gonna happen. Could have happened a month ago or even 2 months ago. Ain't gonna happen. So yeah, we want to make Trump look bad, and we're going to do it at your expense. Merry Christmas. Moving on. Jimmy Dore was trying to post something about the strike in India, the largest strike in human history that we covered the other day. No kidding, Facebook won't allow anyone to post this video about the strike in India. Sleep tight, America. Your oligarchs are in control and censoring the dangerous ideas for us. Again, this is an incredibly important issue. Censorship and the ability of the social media companies, which include YouTube, to censor information they don't want you to have or hear. It means that people are less able to think clearly, concisely, and accurately about what is going on in the world. It dumbs down the entire population. It narrows the conversations that people are allowed to have, unless they're having those conversations personally. This is dangerous. And the powers that be see the free flow of information dangerous, of course. Let's move on to Lee Camp. Again, awesome. First African-American man to act as Secretary of Defense. Oh, this is amazing. However, wait for it. He's a board member of Raytheon. So, awesome. Diversity of the people in control, diversity of the oligarchs is all that matters. And that is what identity politics has turned into. It's not that there isn't racism or sexism. There absolutely is. It's just that Joe Biden's whole cabinet is going to be made up of women and people of color, and everybody's like, oh, that's so awesome. But they're all going to be in the employ of the oligarchs. They're all going to be doing the bidding for the corporations and the military industrial complex. And so in that sense, nothing has changed at all. And it's going to make it harder for people to criticize, at least for a little while. It's going to make it harder for people to criticize the people that are just doing the bidding of the people in power, right? Oh my God, you're criticizing Nancy Pelosi. That's misogynist. Oh my God, you're criticizing the people that are working in Biden's cabinet. That's misogynist. Oh my God, you're criticizing Lloyd J. Austin III, Secretary of Defense. That's racist. Yeah. There is plenty of racism in the world to call out, but that ain't it. There's plenty of sexism in the world to call out. That ain't it. So yeah, this is, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Lastly, weird story out of Cuba and China. Remember, this is an older story about diplomats falling ill, strangely and mysteriously ill. On December 5th, this article came out from the Telegraph. A microwave attack may have caused mysterious illnesses of U.S. diplomats in Cuba and China. American diplomats who suffered mysterious illnesses at U.S. embassies in Cuba and China may have been victims of directed microwave radiation similar to that used by the Soviet Union. Oh, but never by the United States. Never, never. We would never do a thing like that because we totally have that technology, but we would never use it. A new report by the National Academy of Sciences, which was commissioned by the U.S. State Department, is the latest attempt to find a cause for the puzzling symptoms that started to emerge in late 2016 among American personnel in Havana. Between late 2016 and May 2018, several U.S. and Canadian diplomats posted in Cuba's capital complained of health problems from an unknown cause. One U.S. government count put the number of American personnel affected at 26. Some reported hearing high-pitched sounds similar to crickets while at home or staying in hotels, leading to an early theory of a sonic attack. An audio recording of a persistent drone sound was made by U.S. personnel in Cuba. The study into the illnesses released on Saturday found that directed pulsed radio frequency energy appears to be the most plausible explanation for symptoms that included intense head pressures, dizziness, and cognitive difficulties. Frightening. It found this explanation was more likely than other previously considered causes such as tropical disease or psychological issues. The study did not name a source for the energy and did not say it came as a result of an attack, though it did note that previous research on this type of injury was done in the former Soviet Union. The Soviets are known to have attacked the U.S. Embassy in Moscow with microwaves in the 1970s and 1980s. Wow. In its report, the 17, I don't doubt that they did stuff like that, but I also don't doubt that we have also done stuff like that. Absolutely zero doubt in my mind that we've tested these things out on people already. Anyways. The health effects were experienced by about 24 Americans affiliated with the U.S. Embassy in Cuba, as well as Canadian diplomats and personnel at the U.S. Consulate in Guangzhou, China, in early 2017. The illnesses prompted the U.S. to more than halve the number of diplomats in Havana in 2017. Anyways, interesting story nonetheless. Some Americans have been critical of the U.S. government's response to their health complaints. Mark Lindsay, a diplomat who was injured while working in Guangzhou in 2018, said that the U.S. efforts to deny and cover up inconvenient scientific and medical facts, no way. We would never do anything like that, had left him angrier at his own government than the government that might be to blame for injuring him. Wow. So the U.S., he's saying that the U.S. made an effort to deny and cover up inconvenient scientific and medical facts. My government looked the other way when they knew I and my family were injured. Interesting. A study released in 2019 suggested the attack shrunk the brains of American diplomats in Cuba. What? That's weird. Breaking story. American news and propaganda has shrunk the brains of Americans. News at 11. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for checking in with me again. I just wanted to talk about a few things. Violent Hippie said, I think a good chunk of... Trump did extend unemployment benefits at $300 for a few months, I think it was. It's over now. But I think it was 2 or 3 months. I'm not sure about the time. I received some of those benefits, so I was like, thanks, Trump, because he kept on trying to give people a little more unemployment help. But those benefits are over, and now there is none. And now a lot of people, their unemployment benefits are running out or getting low. They've extended some unemployment in California. However, California did not chip in the extra $100 that was supposed to go with Trump's $300. They didn't do that. For various reasons. They don't have money. Anyways, Realize says there was no report from the UN saying there was no attack in Cuba. Really? I didn't know that. Interesting. Thanks for the tip. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me again. I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Thank you for your eyes, your ears, and your conscience. Thanks for hanging out with us, Moza. Appreciate you. Yeah, let me see. Hold on. I want to read a couple more comments. Mitch said, shut them down. No money for you if we are all held accountable for being. That's true, too. So, yeah, there's just bad faith negotiations on both sides, right? For sure. No doubt that the Republicans are as responsible for the dereliction of duty in the face of this pandemic as the rest of them. So, it's just been a long series of bullshit maneuvers. But Kiro Hike says, I don't have electricity or water. Is that by choice? I'm assuming that's by choice. Irk1 says, unemployment never seems to rise above 8%, no matter how many tens of million people lose their jobs. Exactly right. Realize says, Trump's name is not on the check, so we will accept a stimulus with no stimulus checks for the people. Right. No Trump's name on checks. Or how about just no checks? How about that? That's what we're all getting, is no checks. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. I will see you next time. Peace.